Yo, what's good, everybody? Joey J. Ping here from Respect My Region. Excited to talk to you guys a little bit today about how cannabis brands, retailers, cultivation labs, just cannabis brands, all the different types of cannabis companies, about how you guys can sponsor different types of music playlists and still be able to run advertising on those playlists. Specifically, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc., etc. So, um, going to break it down a little bit of a step-by-step process. It's not too difficult. It's just a matter of getting creative and understanding who you're really trying to get in front of. So, first things first, who are you really trying to get in front of? Who does your retail, your dispensary, your delivery service, who really buys from you the most? Who in your area, in the cities you serve, in your neighborhood, who are those people? Think about what they buy, how much money they have, where they live, maybe where else they shop. Start to think about all these different attributes for these customers. And the more you really can put down on paper and understand, the easier it will be to kind of categorize or organize or group them up. So when you're thinking about sponsoring ads, right? When you think about running ads as a cannabis company, you're really limited in terms of Facebook, Instagram, and the various social medias. Why? Those big companies can't take money from cannabis brands because banking and all that is not federally good to go. So their banks would be at risk if they ended up trying to work with cannabis brands, right? So how do you work around that? You find a company who's already doing it. You find a company who's already spending money promoting music or food or other businesses, right? They're already running ads, and you work with a group like that because then they're able to tuck the cannabis underneath. And as long as they're not triggering any of the security algorithms or the stuff that would violate the community and advertising guidelines, then you should be good to go. So who are those kinds of groups? Well, for one, we are. That's why we're making the video. So how do we still run ads? So Respect My Region does run Facebook and Instagram ads for rappers, DJs, festivals, concerts, restaurants, other types of small businesses as well. So while we're running ads and doing things like that and marketing from Respect My Region about these, other entities, this is one of those areas where we are able to tuck in cannabis sponsored Spotify and Apple and Tidal playlists and things like that. So, or maybe even a YouTube playlist or a TikTok. Like there's a number of ways for us to take this content and brand it in a way where you get the exposure you want and ads can be run on it. So as long as the content isn't violating Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn's rules or YouTube's rules, right? There's a good chance we're going to be able to run ads on it as long as we're not a cannabis company and we're clearly advertising the word weed, marijuana, cannabis, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of workarounds. So the more creative we get, the easier it becomes. The more humor, the more education, in my opinion, the easier it becomes. You just can't just sit here and just show a package with a photo or just a video talking about it like a salesperson or whatever and just boost that. You've really got to get creative. So how can cannabis brands sponsor music playlists and run ads? Well, number one, hit us up, drop a comment. If you are a cannabis brand, if you're a dispensary, if you're a delivery service, and you have a budget to run advertising, you have a desire to run ads on Facebook, on Instagram, okay? Hit us up. Let's put together a Spotify playlist or an Apple Music playlist. Let's market it towards people who listen to certain types of music in those areas, and let's get your brand right in front of the people that are on those platforms or on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram, right? Let's send them a playlist that they can follow and listen to and consume that's curated all the time. Another route would be I mentioned Apple and Tidal, right? I usually think Spotify when I'm thinking playlist, but we cannot forget that there are millions of users on Apple Music. So it's another example where build a brand profile for the company on Spotify, build a brand profile on Apple Music, on Tidal, these big places. So that way, one, you can get an SEO backlink to your site. And then you want to brand it out, get a nice graphic, If your company name is a weed leaf, we can't use that. So we're going to need a new little logo or a new little icon that's branded. And if your company name has the word like marijuana company in it, or cannabis co, or weed delivery this, or there's all kinds of different things, we're going to want to, again, create a new little icon or a new little graphic, so that way it can still be branded as you guys in your color and your style and your fonts, all the things. But we want to be able to just get the logo still out there somehow, or get the graphics still out there. So for example, weed maps, kind of hard to run advertising when your brand is called Weed Maps, right? Weed Maps. A little bit easier to run advertising if it's Leafly, right? So how do we work around that? So when you're making the graphics, when you're thinking about what's going to display and what you're really going to run ads on, what kind of logos you're going to use, you just want to make sure that you avoid using words like marijuana, weed, cannabis, things like that. So it's marijuana. It's not such a long word to have in your name, but it's a real thing. So for a lot of these companies, they just chose to do that. So for you guys kind of limit yourselves. You're going to have to make another logo, like a secondary or third logo. But it's valuable, I think, at the end of the day. Like, if you are able to if you're really able to run ads and target your brand in the exact neighborhoods and the exact cities that you're trying to be, Spotify, Apple, just music playlists is a great way for you to be able to get a workaround. And we can deliver that. We do curate playlists. We have hip hop playlists. We got EDM playlists. We don't do country playlists, but that could be a thing. So yes, if anybody has any questions, be sure to drop them below. I really appreciate you all hanging out. This is just a quick video about how cannabis brands can sponsor music playlists, and then be able to still run ads on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. So if you are interested, reach out. We have the ability to run ads on Spotify playlists, on Apple playlists, Tidal playlists, probably YouTube playlists, graphics, videos, you name it. It just can't show weed like blatantly, and the logos and stuff has to be creatively done. But it is doable, and we do it often. So appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Like, follow, subscribe. Don't hate, appreciate. We're giving you guys some game. Shout out to Maven Genetics. That's what I was smoking on. Let's go. Love you guys.